Immortal love, author of this great frame, sprung from that beauty which can never fade. How hath man parcelled out thy glorious name, and thrown it on that dust which thou hast made, while mortal love doth all the title gain, which, siding with invention, they together bear all the sway, possessing heart and brain, thy workmanship, and give thee share in neither. Wit fancies beauty, beauty raiseth wit. The world is theirs, they too play out the game. Thou standing by, and though thy glorious name wrought our deliverance from the infernal pit, who sings thy praise? Only a scarf or glove doth warm our hands and make them right of love. Hello and welcome to Oak Tree English Poetry Livestream. As you can hear, my voice is not particularly strong today, so bear with me. Today I am doing a few requests because I sent out a thing on Facebook saying, does anyone have any favourite poems? And a few of my friends came back. One of them, a guy I know from university, seriously fantastic guy, who excelled me in pretty much every area, especially humility. Really top bloke. He said, not sure if these are appropriate, but I'd suggest Robert Browning's The Laboratory and The Bishop Orders His Tomb at St. Praxed's, and anything by George Herbert. He later went on to comment that he also liked My Last Duchess and various others. To fulfill the George Herbert request, I'm doing 3 poems, all with a very similar title. That last one was Love 1. The next 2 will be Love 2 and Love 3, but it's got nothing to do with tennis. But yesterday I went out and I found myself a tiara. I will be sharing it with my 4-year-old daughter. But for now, this is my tiara, because I'm going to read a poem about a noblewoman shopping for poison. The Laboratory by Robert Browning. Now that I, tying thy glass mask tightly, may gaze through these faint smokes curling whitely, as thou pliest thy trade in this devil's smithy, which is the poison to poison her, prithee? He is with her, and they know that I know. Where they are, what they do, they believe my tears flow, while they laugh at me fled to the drear, empty church, to pray God in for them. I am here. Grind away, moisten and mash up thy paste, pound at thy powder, I am not in haste. Better sit thus and observe thy strange things, than go where men wait me and dance at the king's. That in the mortar you call it a gum. Ah, the brave tree whence such gold oozings come, and yonder soft phial, the exquisite blue, sure to taste sweetly, is that poison too? Had I but all of them, thee and thy treasures, what a wild crowd of invisible pleasures, to carry pure death in an earring, a casket, a signet, a fan mount, a filigree basket. Soon at the king's a mere lozenge to give, and Pauline should have just 30 minutes to live. But to light a pastel and a lys with her head, and her breasts and her arms and her hands should drop dead. Quick, is it finished? The colour's too grim. Why not soft like the phials, enticing and dim? Let it brighten her drink, let it turn it and stir, and try it and taste ere she fix and prefer. What a drop! She's not little, no minion like me. That's why she ensnared him, This never will free the soul from those masculine eyes. Say no to that pulse's magnificent come and go. For only last night, as they whispered, I brought my own eyes to bear on her, so that I thought, could I keep them 1/2 minute fixed, she would fall, shriveled. She fell not, yet this does it all. Not that I bid you spare her the pain, let death be felt, and the proof remain. Brand burn up, bite into its grace, he is sure to remember her dying face. Is it done? Take my mask off? Nay, be not morose, it kills her, and this prevents seeing it close. The delicate droplet, my whole fortune's fee, if it hurts her, beside, can it ever hurt me? Now take all my jewels, gorge gold to your fill. You may kiss me, old man, on my mouth if you will, but brush this dust off me, lest horror it brings. Ere I know it, next moment, I dance at the king. A bit dark, but a very good poem with a lovely meter and rhyme. Oh, just beautiful. Second part of Love. Immortal heat, oh, let thy greater flame attract the lesser to it. Let those fires which shall consume the world first make it tame, and kindle in our hearts such true desires as may consume our lusts and make thee way. Then shall our hearts pant thee, then shall our brain all her invention on thine altar lay, and there in hymns send back thy fire again. Our eyes shall see thee, which before saw dust, dust blown by wit, till that they both were blind. Thou shalt recover all thy goods in kind, who wert deceased by usurping lust. All knees shall bow to thee, all wits shall rise, and praise him who did make and mend our eyes. Another friend, a friend from church, asked me to read The Fly by William Blake. I confess I didn't know this one, so this was a nice treat for me. So thank you, Sarah. Little fly, thy summer's play my thoughtless hand has brushed away. Am I a fly like thee, or art not thou a man like me? For I dance and drink and sing, till some blind hand shall brush my wing. If thought is life, and strength and breadth, and the want of thought is death, then am I a happy fly, if I live or if I die. Yes, the frailty of life. You got to wonder whether the writer of The Fly read that poem and thought, oh, that'd make a good film. Okay. Love 3. This is the most famous of George Herbert's poems about love. I don't know whether this is the case, but I think it might be. There are three or four words for love in Greek. There's eros, which is obviously between man and woman, philios, which is obviously familial love between brothers, between family, and there's agape. And agape or agape love is the all-consuming, pervasive love of God. And that, I think, is the love being discussed here. I let you make your mind up about that. Love bade me welcome, yet my soul drew back, guilty of dust and sin. But quick-eyed love, observing me grow slack from my first entrance in, drew nearer to me, sweetly questioning if I lacked anything. "A guest," I answered, "worthy to be here." Love said, "You shall be he." "I, the unkind, ungrateful? Ah, my dear, I cannot look on thee." Love took my hand, and smiling did reply, "Who made the eyes but I?" "Truth, Lord, but I have marred them. Let my shame go where it doth deserve." "And know you not," says Love, "who bore the blame?" "My dear, then I will serve." "You must sit down," says Love, "and taste my meat." So I did sit and eat. Oh, I love that last line. It sort of reminds me of what sometimes said about Jesus. If you knew you only had one day to live, what would you do? Would you go out carousing? Would you drink lots? Would you smoke? Would you take some drugs what would you do if you had but one day to live? See, the thing is, Jesus knew that, and Jesus washed feet. It just hits me. Okay, another friend, a wife of a friend of my cousin's, who is a seriously impressive chap, highly accomplished, who, of course, naturally, a highly accomplished chap marries a highly accomplished wife. So she, someone I'm very proud to have on my Facebook, said this: "I always remember The Oxen by Thomas Hardy. It reminds me of Christmas term lessons at school." And on that note, this is to mark Christmas term lessons. Possibly not entirely fitting, but I'm going to do it anyway, and it's way too small. But it only cost me £1. The Oxen by Thomas Hardy. Christmas Eve and 12 of the clock. No, they are all on their knees, Elder said as we sat in a flock by the embers in hearthside ease. We pictured the meek, mild creatures where they dwelt in their strawy pen, nor did it occur to one of us there to doubt they were kneeling then. So fair a fancy few would weave in these years, yet I feel, if someone said on Christmas Eve, "Come, see the oxen kneel." In the lonely barton by yonder coombe our childhood used to know, I should go with him in the gloom, hoping it might be so. Now, obviously, my Facebook feed is absolutely chock-a-block full of people who know their stuff, and therefore, one of my friends, also from church, requested the nation's favorite poem, If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, yet make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor walk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. And here we conclude this poetry live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that if you have any requests, please put them in the comments. If you have any, if you would like, if you have enjoyed this live stream, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do this fairly frequently. Please, if you would like to click the little bell icon, you will be notified of when I'm around. And if you would like to like this video, it would help with the YouTube algorithms to get it out there so that other people see it as well. Thank you very much, and thank you particularly to those people who have contributed by leaving suggestions. Until next time, goodbye.